We all know those last resort chips, classic Lays, the classic Fritos, the ones that just sit in that variety box when you eat all the good shit. But what lies on the opposite side of that spectrum, folks? Today we are going to talk about the top 10 chip options, in my opinion. As we always do, random order. The order does not matter here up until we get to the top 3, but let's get started with BBQ Lays. Now, folks, not a lot of thrills here. Nothing too spectacular. You're not going to write home about the BBQ Lays, but have you ever had them on a sandwich? And yes, I'm talking about Philadelphia style. If you aren't putting chips on your sandwiches, you are missing out. That level of crunch, and one of the best ones to have on your sandwich is a BBQ Lays. Adds that little bit of salt and sweeten that crunch that most sandwiches are missing. If you just have a regular bologna sandwich and you're trying to jazz it up, go ahead and put some BBQ Lays on there and thank me later. Next one we got up is going to be your classic Doritos, and I know a lot of you are surprised. How are Doritos so low on this list? You gotta watch the rest of the video to see why. Algorithm, a classic. It's always going to be on your top 10. If this, in all honesty, if this is a top 5, I would have to find a reason to put it on here. By far, probably one of the tastiest chips out here. It's literally one of the goats. After this, salt and vinegar. These are going to raise your blood pressure. This ain't health food. I didn't lie to you and say this is going to be health food. You're just eating this because you're a hog like me. It's one of the most bold flavors you're going to have in the chip world. But honestly, sometimes you need that little bit of kick in your nuts to kind of just wake you up and make you feel like a man. You know what I mean? Next, we're going to go with the onion bunions. I've had a love-hate relationship with these since I was a wee lad. They smell like absolute dog water and hot dog water, right? But it's just something about them, texture-wise. A little bit of sweetness to them. And sometimes we like that booty hole taste. Don't look at me like that. Sometimes we like to taste the booty hole. And here it is in chip form. Next, we're going to go with the classic Cheeto. I have never in my natural born black ass life heard someone say, I don't like Cheetos. I feel like if I ever heard someone say that, I'd just punch them in the Adam's apple, because just a blatant liar lying to my face, I don't feel like I would take too kindly to that. The best part, in all honesty, is just licking your fingers afterwards. That little cheese powder, they should bottle that stuff so I could put it on everything. Literally, those cheesy fingers are the best part. Next, we're gonna have the cheddar sun chips. It's like the most guilt-free chip you're gonna find on the mainstream side of things. You walk into a Subway, you order in your chicken teriyaki or your cold cut combo, and you look over to the side and you see that rack of chips. What are you picking? You might pick the Aunt Vickys. Ooh, I forgot about Aunt Vickys. We're gonna have an extra chip on this list. This is all real time, folks. This is live. This is not live, but then you see the sun chips right there, and you're like, you know what? I already got this calorie and diabetes inducing sandwich about to go down my gullet. Let me get the sun chips. And it takes away all the calories. You have eaten a healthy meal because you have gotten those Harvest cheddar sun chips. And you feel good about life. Next are going to be the thing I almost forgot to put on this list. And it's going to be Miss Vickys Kettle cooked, the jalapeno ones. Miss Vickys a bad bitch. It's something about a kettle cooked chip, that little extra bite, the fact that you think you might crack a molar biting into that some bitch. It's just an amazing texture, especially when you're eating it with a sandwich. Again, the contrast of the soft bread, soft meat, soft cheese, and you bite into a crispy ass chip next. They are such a genuine jalapeno flavor. I have, in my dumber days, taken a full jalapeno fresh off like the plant to the head. So I know my jalapeno taste, and this is the most authentic jalapeno tasting chip or anything that you're going to find in the snack food world. Put them on the list. This is a top 11 list now. Next, we're going to go with the sour cream and onion Lays. There's just something creamy and buttery about these. I don't know if it's all in my head, but I just feel like these are, and it's a weird word to use for a chip, but I feel like these are the most smooth chips out here. I feel like they taste smooth for some reason. Another one that could just go with anything, a dip, a sandwich, guac if you wanted to. It's literally one of the goats. My number 2, probably going to be your jalapeno Cheetos. Obviously, I'm a fan of jalapenos. Obviously, I'm a fan of Cheetos. You put them two together, make them have a little love baby, and you got these jalapeno Cheetos. My first experience is when I was a lowly telephone operator at a local hospital system. I forgot my lunch that day. It's after hours. The cafeteria is closed. What am I going to do? Go to the vending machine. And I saw for the first time those little jalapeno Cheetos looking at me through that window in the vending machine. And they said, "Daddy, come try us. Daddy, we need you. Daddy, you won't regret it." And I'm like, "Baby, you ain't got to threaten me with a good time." And I got that and like a Snickers and like a Sprite remix. And that was my lunch. And I took my first bite into that Cheeto, and away I fucking went. Slightly spicy, cheesy, perfectly crispy. And again, just like the regular Cheetos, those cheesy fingers are now jalapeno cheesy fingers. And at number 1, you got the spicy nacho Doritos. Now, the only thing that could keep Doritos from being number 1 would be another Dorito. I just didn't want to have them back to back, so I put the first one all the way down. In all honesty, the original Doritos should probably be number 2, but I needed the list to be a little more well balanced. Everything you're gonna love about your classic Dorito, that supremely, almost over the top cheesy flavor, little bit of spice, and added to that little bit of spice is a deeper level of capsaicin. And that deeper level of spice, just enough to tickle the little dangly thing in the back of your neck. It's bolder, it's more vibrant, it makes you feel like you're alive. It just makes me smile. But let me know what I left off the list. Is there anything you would rearrange? Folks, leave it in the comments below. I've been me, you continue to be you, and I will see you soon.